G'day fellow creatures of the internet, this is must see and subscribe to going here on YouTube, Bruzo Dragonius. As you see on the thumbnail that you pretty much obviously clicked on, this video that is something that I really wanted to do for a while, but didn't get a chance to get around to it. So this is the 10 fursuits that I deem that is extremely adorable. Now, I could say, the top 100 because I love all fursuits, I have seen really adorable fursuits and that. Maybe that there will be a part 2 in the future, but I just thought I'm just going to do a bit of a quickie list. Now, these are my personal favorite. I'm not deeming myself as an elitist, but these are the suits that I feel that are more very heaps adorable, even though I could name hundreds of them. But I'm just going to stick to 10. Let's roll the intro. The first fursuit that I wanted to talk about is obviously Pocari Roo. Why obviously? Well, like I said again, I have talked about her in a lot of my videos and that. I really do like her YouTube videos. She is obviously in this list of my top 10 furry YouTubers, even though that I do really like her content. But in this video, I wanted to talk about her fursuit. I mean, both of them. Both the one made by More for Less and the other one made by 8-bit. Both More for Less and 8-bit are both my main choice of my favorite fursuit makers in that. With the cute and adorable 2D style, with the removable eyebrows that More for Less does, with the overly oversized 2D eyes, and the way that 8-bit does fursuits that are more toony and perhaps a lot more anatomically correct. With Pocari Roo, as you know that I'm a Patreon and a huge fan of hers. I met her so many times, including all the Furdo and Fur Jam and all that kind of stuff. She is like a really nice person, like I said. I'm just going to repeat myself on the videos. She was on in one of my list videos, which are the top 10 furry YouTubers that I do like watching. But as for the suit itself, I do adore kangaroos. Like they're basically my favorite marsupials and that, and they're really cute. So especially with the joeys and all that kind of stuff. But even though that she did change her design to the More for Less to the 8-bit works and all that kind of stuff. I really do love the anatomically correctness of the 8-bit Pocari Roo. That is the version, I believe it's version 2 or version 3 now. The full suit of Pocari Roo, the most newer one. I really do adore the fact that she has now a pouch on her belly because, kangaroos do have pouches. So even though that, to be anatomically correct, the females only do have the pouches, not the males. But I do adore that over the fact that, as you can see in some of the videos, that she can put stuffed toys in or whatever onto her pouch and make it to seem like that is her joey. But even though that, I do adore the fact that she sometimes have a peep on her back. I mean, what am I saying? On a pouch, like in a pouch. So, and I really do adore that. Not to mention that I believe that the pouch would be a lot more useful because, especially with fursuits, at least that you don't have to carry a bag, when you go up to the con space. So maybe that, if I do have like a pouch or something like that, or something like that, it could be very useful to, and most easy convenience to just get some stuff that she, really do needs. Like, you can get a mobile phone out or a bottle of water and all that kind of stuff if she really wants to. And, she can just take it out of the pouch with ease. So, not to mention that I really do like the digigrade look that 8-bit has made, like into a bodysuit and a tail. That I do love the face in that, even though that it's both anatomically correct, but at the same time, really adorable. And not to mention that her ears in that, when she like, I really do notice that her ears sort of like, are really floppy. Same as the Morpholas Pocari in that. But like I said, I really love the 8-beat Pocari because of how anatomically correct she made it of kangaroos. And at the same time, they still made it look twice as more adorable as the Morpholas one. Number 2 on the list that I'm going to mention. Number 2 on the list is another Australian fursuiter by the name of JayShep. His suit is really adorable, even though that it's made by the amazing fursuit maker, which I really do love her suits. As I gave her a mention on my other list of the top 10 fursuit makers, where I did mention that I do adore her work. JayShep is no exception, as the whole entire suit, with those big toony eyes, from all angles, he's absolutely adorable. He's extremely adorable. Even though I did meet him a couple of times, including 30 last year, I was kicking my own ass for not giving him a bit of a cuddle or something like that, or probably hugging him. But yeah, he's really adorable. He's a really nice person. And even though that I don't mind his dance moves or something like that, even though that, yes, I did say that in the videos now it's kind of like, improvised and all that kind of stuff. But what makes up for it is the photos that he took on Twitter with his suit, with all the close-ups and that, and all that, wearing, different costumes or whatever. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember, what he does, even except for the fact he is very adorable. And I really do love the plushy style of Lazy Loop with her suit. And like I said, JayShep is the example of that. And what gives him the bonus points is that with the big eyes and all that kind of stuff. He's sort of like is like a very, he's so much like a puppy dog in that, like, the big eyes and just, with all those poses and all that kind of stuff. And he's floof all over and all that kind of stuff. So for that, he is extremely adorable. I do want to meet him, again. He's so fluffy and all that kind of stuff. And he does sort of has the resemblance of a plushie like all the suits does have. All the full suits. The third one that I wanted to, another Morpholas suitor, that is Shoba. Even though that I'm a huge fan of Morpholas, I really do like the way that he performs in the videos. Like, he does a lot of things, even though that he is considered as a kaiju direwolf. But I really do adore the Morpholas style eyes that he has. It's really adorable. And especially the way that, there's one that curves down, which makes him absolutely adorable. Not to mention that the way that he performs in suit as Shoba, it just makes me want to, makes me pity him. And that's what I really do like about his performance in that. But it's him, pushing the bowl and that and just wanting to have a feed and all that kind of stuff, which I really do like. He does a lot of, he does sort of post things on Twitter that, RPs as his character, and like that RPs as his character. And it just, sometimes I just wanted to, give him a pat, and makes me want to, have him, like, keep him. He does, like I said, he is a kaiju in that, after all. And with his design, with the tail spines and all that kind of stuff, really shows that he's a kaiju. But on the inside, I just see Shoba as a very playful character. And that is the way that I see, with the fursuit that just performs him as an that. Whether it's him wanting to lay down, wanting belly rubs and all that kind of stuff. And he has those really big, toony, Morpholas style eyes and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely adorable. He is extremely adorable. And I'm really glad that I found him on Twitter, that I gave him a bit of a follow. And someday I really do want to meet Shoba, and even if he tries to be terrifying, he's also so cute as well. That's what I do love about Shoba. The fourth person that I wanted to talk about that is really adorable is another one of my favorite YouTubers that I do enjoy watching. That is Stormi the Folf, or AKA the Potato King, or whatever you wanted to call him. He does refer himself as a potato at times, and you know he does say potato a lot, And apart from his channel, apart from his videos, which I really do enjoy, even though I consider them as very informative and all that kind of stuff. Just mind you that I'm not talking about the list of furry YouTubers, I'm just talking about their suits. I really do love the way that his fursuit had his, whether with the floppy ears that he always keep on showing in his videos with the... Apparently he just got it by accident, but yet again he still enjoys or still loves them anyway, which I think it really does add to the cute factor of his head. As a character, I really do adore him. Especially that he is a fox-wolf hybrid, also known as a Folf. And because of him, I start to refer other Folfs as potatoes, including one of my friends, who is also a Folf. Just mind you that Folfs are more of a hybrid that is not really owned by anyone or just made up. But if there is, if you know of someone that made a Folf as a species or something like that, or the artist, then please, please comment down below. The other thing that I really do like is the way that he's two eyes on both sides of a different color. One of which is the suitor's actual color of eyes, and the other one is the color of one of his most favorite Sonic characters, that is Tails. Just mind you that he's absolutely mad on Tails. I think that Stormi, from what I remember, started out as his Sonic OC. I'm not quite sure if it's true or not, but I think it is. And I'm yet to meet him in person, but I do see pictures of him in Fursuit, and I really do love the color scheme with the blue and the green stripe. And what makes him very unique is the swirls that he has on his fursuit head, and that one of which are on his eyes and one underneath. Those swirls, what I believe is inspired by the Dreamcast logo, because he's basically a fan of Sonic, and Sonic is a Sega mascot, and Sega apparently made the Dreamcast, so it all connects to one another. And I really do love also with the tongue coming out of it with the blat as well, which has this very cuteness factor to it as well. And not only did I do love Stormi for his amazing content, whether it's very informative, but I really do love his suit, and yeah, I really do want to meet him sometime. My fifth choice is Barry the Angel Dragon. Barry is, I consider, as a friend of mine, even though that I'm yet to meet him in real life. And Barry for TikTok and also YouTube, because he does have a TikTok account and he does also have a YouTube channel, which I probably would post it on down below if you wanted to check him out. Don't get me wrong, I am a huge sucker of Dutch Angel Dragons. But however, I was going to put Barry as one of my favorite furry YouTubers, but he does, he mainly focuses on TikTok. I really do love the way that his suit is made in that, whether it's a thick digigrade padding that he has, with the big feathery wings that he now has in his new suit. Even though that he is a banana themed dragon, even without the picture of the banana in one of his on one of his leg. I'm not quite sure if it's a tattoo or just a marking or whatever. You wouldn't even know that he is a banana themed Dutch angel dragon. As for his performance, he is absolutely amazing in TikTok, and he's very, very adorable. Especially in some of his videos that he made, where he ended up, being behind of a counter of an Arby's because, well, he works at Arby's. So, and if you don't know what Arby's is, then basically it's a fast food joint over in America. It does a lot of fursuit outings and all that kind of stuff, which I do enjoy watching and all that. And his videos are a lot more enjoyable to watch. And like I said, they're really cute, and I think that they really suit his character. In fact, he pretty much would I believe they would make a really good mascot for Arby's. Even though that Arby's did have, if he wanted to be a mascot for Arby's, I'm not quite sure. It's up to him. Even though that I seen something on YouTube that the mascot of Arby's used to be literally a little oven meat called, literally named Oven Meat. That's what it's named, because it is an oven meat. But, once or whatever. But yeah, I would love to see Fursuit to be on a counter of a fast food restaurant, make it as McDonald's or Hungry Jack's, which down over there in America, well, actually, which is down here in Australia, which is sort of like Burger King over there in America. But yeah, I really do love him and all that kind of stuff, and he's a really, really nice person. Even though I did had a chat to him on TikTok, and I'm really friends with him on YouTube as well. The sixth fursuit that I wanted to talk about on the list is Nalu the catfish. Nalu is another TikTok furry as well, the other one. I really do love with the way that she performs as well in TikTok, even though that she is a very good performer as well. And I really do love the fact that with the tail and all that kind of stuff, with the fins and the tail fins and all that kind of stuff, I really do love her design as well. I believe that she was made by Thunderhouse Studios, and I just love the feline aesthetic of her suit, and the way that she performs. She did got a shout out from Pocari Roo herself, as she even thinks that she is the most extremely adorable fursuits that are out there. And there's a bit of trivia for her. Even though that, yes, one of her eyes is just, the way that her eyes are really like that is because, with the character meant to be blind in one eye, the suitor herself is actually blind in one eye. That's legally. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that as a trivia, some bit of trivia about her. But I really do enjoy her her videos and all that kind of stuff, especially with her being a cat, performing like a cat. She is very accurate to her performance. The way that she is in her performance, I really do want her to go into the screen on a TikTok and that, and give her a pat and give her a big hug and all that kind of stuff. And especially when she's not using her voice in her TikTok content, she knows what she's doing, and by her performance and all that kind of stuff, and she makes everything of her videos really, really adorable as well. The seventh fursuiter that I wanted to talk about is Kiyani. Kiyani is in fact is another dog fursuiter. Supposedly she meant to be a young Doberman puppy in that. And the first time that I've seen Kiyani is in one of Uncle Kage's wine streams, And she also occupied um, a one stream that was supposedly that was supposed to be hosted by my sensei Chen Long, until that, with her and Zeke, that is the hyena, took over for my sensei anyway. The way that she performed is really, really cute. As her character, she seems to be very childlike, which I really do like about her. The way that she goes, with the yelping and all that kind of stuff, and her size and that, she's very tiny and all that kind of stuff, I'm not quite sure, whatever. And I know for sure that I haven't met her yet, but the way that she acts like a dog, and the puppy and all that kind of stuff, the yelping and all that kind of stuff, she knows how to portray her own character in that. And her videos and that are just really adorable, and like that, she knows how to perform. And believe it or not, she actually made Kiyani and the rest of her fursuits herself. So she's also a fursuit maker as well. So I probably would say that I would endorse Kiyani in that. I haven't met her, but I would love to meet her sometime, and she is really, really adorable. So, it's a certain theme. So 7 down, 3 to go. Starting with number 8, which is Sherbert. Sherbert is my introduction to the kimono style fursuit. If you don't know what kimono is, they're basically the ones with the big eyes, and they have like a bit of a domi type eyes and that, whatever. And I love the way, of the suit being, with the colour of the baby blue and white with red eyes and that, which I really do find absolutely cute. And especially with the horns and the big rabbit ears and all that kind of stuff, and the tail, and the thickness of his body and all that kind of stuff, which I do like. And also with his voice, I don't know if it's his real voice or not, even though that the suit also shares the same, uses the same voice for his newer suit that I find as very adorable. That's the reason why I would give an honorable mention to Razzer, which is also made by K-Line Studios. I really do enjoy he's another performer that I really do enjoy watching on YouTube, especially the way that he sticks to his character and all that kind of stuff. And I do find him very, very funny. He's absolutely hilarious. And believe it or not, he is now an anime character as well, because, he's the only anime character on this list, because of the fact being is that his anime is on the works and that, and hopefully it would come out hopefully next year or whatever. I'm not quite sure. There is no release dates whatsoever. The release date will be TBA, as far as I know. And with his cute and adorable voice, also add to the mix. Also with the big bunnies and all that kind of stuff. And the way that his body looks like, I just wanted to go in there and hug him. That's the first thing I really wanted to do once I met Sherbert. I want to give him a huge, huge hug. And also with the thick thighs and all that kind of stuff, and a cute little bunny tail and that. What's not to love about Sherbert? Honest, unless you're one of those furry haters. But no wonder why that he's popular right now in both the Western world and the Eastern world as well. Especially if he's an anime character as well, which I'm going to talk mostly about in my upcoming videos as well. Number 9 is a very, very hard one. I don't know whether to pick out of both Reeve and Lurks with his YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff, because even though that they're bothly the same human in those two fursuits, but I'm just going to give Lurks the Wolf an honorable mention and put Reeve in number 9, in a number 9 spot. Reeve is a fursuit made by another one of my favorite fursuit makers that was given a mention on my top 10 favorite fursuit makers Parker can do, and the way that Reeve is he's absolutely cute, as a character in that, especially with the eyes and the big and the snoot and all that kind of stuff, and with his tail and all that kind of stuff. Also add to the mix is the voice that the suitor has given him, even though that he wanted to give him more of a New Zealand accent because of that is where Sparky is based in, and that's where the suit came from. But I really do love the fact that, even though that the suitor can't really do the New Zealander accent, but instead he gave Reeve a more of a Midwestern, probably either Midwestern slash Pacific Northwestern accent of Reeve, which I really do find absolutely adorable in a way, even though Reeve some extra cuteness factor as a character also. Just mind you that Reeve is more of the suitor's adventurous side, as well as Lurk's is more of his, of his relaxed, laid back side. I really did met the suitor as both a human and as Reeve at 30 last year, and he is a very, very nice person, very laid back and all that kind of stuff. I do had a bit of a friendship bond with him, within around the convention. He's a generally nice person. But the thing that I do regret is that I didn't seem to, I didn't do a bit of a collaboration with him in Fursuit, even though that I promised you that I would as well before Fursuit last year. So, my apologies for that as well. But anything else, he's a very, very adorable fursuit, especially with the teeth and all that kind of stuff. Even though that he's around my size or something like that, and going around him, he sort of has a video game type characteristics about him as well. So I'm just going to give, for that, I'm just going to give Reeve a shout out onto this list. And finally, the 10th and final one that I wanted to mention, the 10th and final one, is another TikTok user that is mostly seen on TikTok. That is Triko, also known as Razzer. Triko, like I said in my previous video on Dynamask, is the exact example that you can make really, really extremely adorable fursuits with the Dynamask base. They are very, very adorable. I'm not quite sure what species that Triko is. I don't think that their species has a name, because the fact being is that Razzer wanted to keep whatever species he is, probably some sort of a dinosaur-like species or a raptor or whatever, a bit of a secret. That's how much Razzer wants to, Razzer wanted Triko to be one of their kind as well. So, and not to mention that all of those Dynamask, with those, he has very big fluffy ears and all that, big fluffy ears, which I do adore, especially with the face. And I really do notice that she put interchangeable eyebrows onto it. And what I really do notice about Razzer with Triko, she puts more and more things onto her. To a point that Triko is now a 3/4 suit. I would love to see Triko as a full suit, but unfortunately, we won't get to see that. But that's her decision to make, and like I said, I do respect that. And she really does made that suit as well, especially with the digigrade, with the slim digigrade leggings or legs that she made for Triko, as well as the arm sleeves, and the head itself, which is absolutely adorable as AF, I should say, because I don't really swear in that. But I gave Razzer a following because of Triko. That suit, that is Triko, is one of my most favourite suits of Razzer. But that doesn't excuse me, for liking all her suits, like Triko, Razzer, and her White Wolf suit. I'm not quite sure the name. So if you are Triko or Razzer, you can just leave the comment down below. What sort of what's the name of the White Wolf suit or something like that. So that wraps up at least this list, or perhaps if you want to know, if you want to make of a part 2, that wraps up the part 1 of the fursuits that I deem as extremely adorable. If you do like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, or if you want a part 2 of this, please tell me. Maybe there is other fursuits that you do like, that you do adore, which I don't really know about, that I could probably put into a part 2 as well. Like I said, if you do like my work also, please consider subscribing to this channel. If you want to be the first one to know, make sure you press that bell icon so you can be in the notification squad, as well as if you own your mobile devices, make sure you turn the notifications on. Please consider buying yourself a t-shirt from my online store of artwork tee, as there will be a link to my online store, or if you want to consider donating to this channel through Ko-fi, as well. At least you'll help me out just making this video a lot more better. The usual links to my social media is also on the description below, as well as my TikTok and links to the certain social medias as well, if you wanted to check them out. As always, I thank you for watching this video, even though that this is a very, very hard video to make, which I really do plan on making. So I hope you do enjoy it. Please comment down some other ideas that you want me to do with the other video as well. Please help me out, because I can't sometimes, with the writer's block and all that kind of stuff. You can mention some other suits that you like, that I should mention on this list as well. So thank you for watching this. I love yous all. Yous all amazing. I hope you all get well in the viral. I hope you all get well, or you can get over this coronavirus. I hope you get well soon. For those that are affected by the coronavirus, hopefully this will be over soon. If you wanted to play with me on PSN, or if you want to follow me on PSN, my gamer tag is Bruzo21. Same as if you wanted to find me in Elder Scrolls Online. I'm at Windhelm, getting prepared for the new Untitled Chapter, which is out in 2 months' time. And until next time, this is the most must-see and subscriber going on YouTube, Bruzo Dragonius. And as always, I end up by saying, may the East guide you all. Bye for now.